So just a question about your guys' relationship. So is it from my understanding, it's a polyamorous relationship. Is that right?
Yeah, basically.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Wait,
Is
we
the
don't
wig
live
kind of
with, like,
flippant?
We don't have like a third.
Is it flippant? The
Well,
wig?
we don't have.
Sorry.
Wait, what?
Is the wig a little flippant when I'm
What do you
asking
mean by
serious
that?
questions? Like a little,
Don't worry about it.
you know?
Don't
It's
worry
okay.
about it.
I've gotten used to it now.
Yeah.
I've
gonna
seen you more
It's
with red
okay.
hair than not red hair, so it's actually kind of normal now.
Okay, cool. I'll take it off in a bit, but
You guys were kind of wishy-washy on that answer. What
It's
does
like,
that mean?
well, we're like poly, but we don't like
Yeah.
live with like a third person or anything like that.
What
We
are
just
like the
kinda-
rules of your guys' relationship that you have with each other? Like, what are the rules and boundaries?
I think generally we just try to communicate with each other when we see other people.
Honesty.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
And that's generally it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Does anybody have veto power over the other?
I mean, like in any relationship, anybody does, right? Like if somebody wanted to see somebody and the other person like hated one of their partners, it's probably not good. So
Have you guys?
So
have you
Melina has like an indefinite veto over you, and you have an indefinite veto over her. You're
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
just
of course,
this
to
guy's
some
like
extent,
a hard
right?
no.
Like if we have like mortal enemies and the other person's trying to like sleep with them, it's probably not going to work out very well.
probably
Well, yeah, no,
not the
I'm
most
just,
healthy thing.
I'm not like leading you into any kind of like gotcha moment. I just
Sure.
genuinely want to know. So
Yeah.
if she wants to sleep with someone, you're like, no, she has to respect it, and then vice versa for
Yeah,
him.
I mean,
Has
it'd be
that
similar
actually
to
happened
like.
before? Where you had to veto or she
Yeah,
had to
sometimes,
veto?
yeah. There's a lot of like streamer stuff that gets really dramatic sometimes, so yeah.
Do you feel like explaining the circumstances?
Like, let's say that someone sleeps with a monogamous person and then they get really obsessed with you. And then it's kind of like, this is really toxic. Like, I want to keep seeing this person, but they're like really shitty towards my partner. So, of course, I would want to like, that's not fun. It's not fun for me to listen to someone that I'm sleeping with that hates my partner. Or the other way around, too, like knowing that he's sleeping with someone that hates me.
Would
It's
you
just
even
really
entertain?
disrespectful.
Would you even entertain that as a woman? Like, this guy like definitely hates your
I
husband.
usually just sleep with girls.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But it could be the same thing with girls, too. They want to date me.
They just like hate him, but that's okay.
Yeah,
with you?
or like they're monogamous, so they're gonna get really jealous. They don't understand the open mindset. Like they don't like. It's just gonna be that.
Basically,
mindset.
like sometimes people see our arrangement and it seems like a fun thing to do. It's kind of similar to Friends with Benefits, where people will think it's a fun thing to do,
Yeah.
but then when they try it, they get really emotionally attached, and then because we're already in a relationship, it gets really weird.
Yeah.
So,
Has it been
yeah.
difficult maintaining this dynamic?
I mean, in
we
a
run
way,
into a lot of crazy
yeah.
people,
but it's also
or
a lot
like
of fun
things
too.
get
so I mean,
crazy.
like, yeah.
So how are
You're
you?
probably not attracting the most sane people in the first place.
I
by
try to go for
advertising
people
that.
that are open or like that are poly now because it makes things a lot easier. So we can just avoid like the jealousy because I don't even think it's really fair to like. I almost feel like when someone agrees to sleeping with any of us, and they're thinking it's a fun thing, usually we're like a lot cooler, and they don't really realize until later on, and then they get really obsessed or they feel really, really bad. So I usually feel really bad for them later on as well, so I don't think it's really fair either to do that.
How long into your guys' relationship did you start this dynamic?
Right at the very beginning.
Right at the very beginning?
Yeah.
So you guys were like, right off the bat, like, yo, let's do it this way.
This is the only relationship I've ever done.
Whose
with
idea
people.
was the whole open relationship? Yours, Destiny?
Both.
Basically, yeah. Like after my last relationship, I didn't actually ever think I would date again because sleeping around is fun and shit.
Yeah.
So the idea of like being locked down to one person is not fun. And I started talking to her, and she was cool, and she's like, "Oh, well, I do open relationships." I'm like, "Oh shit, this is like perfect." So
And that was the
Why
only
did you
relationship
decide to
I've
get
ever
married then? And what does that
because
mean
she
to
lives
you?
in Sweden and I live in the United States, and the only way she can spend any considerable amount of time with me is to be married.
So it was just green card, just that.
Kind of, yeah.
Is during-
But I mean, like we love each other too.
During the pandemic, it was crazy for everybody
Yeah.
visa-wise. So, but then...
We'll probably
also-
do like I imagine we'll do like an official ceremony at some point. We just have to like get the logistics set up and everything.
I think we've been together for long enough to like, oh, we're like married. We love each other.
Yeah.
So I'm not familiar with all of the regulations or whatever, but isn't there a timeline that if you reach like 5 years of marriage from a green card marriage, you can get divorced and the person who is from another country can keep their green card? And
I
at
think
that point, do you think that you will divorce and then stay together?
I don't think we'd ever divorce, but the technically, don't take legal advice from me, but I think if you're in the United States on a visa and you're in the process of getting the green card, you can break up already and still follow through in your green card process.
I've had a few friends that's done that.
Yeah, you don't even have to go through with the
Okay.
marriage technically, so yeah.
And you come from a family where this is practiced, right, Melina?
I think my parents did do like swinger stuff and like open things, like non-monogamous things together. I don't know
Were you aware
if
of
they,
that at the time?
Not at the time, like when I was a kid or anything, but like later on when I was talking to my mom when I was older, and I was like, oh, open relationship makes a lot more sense to me. She's like, oh yeah, I did that too. So it's like, okay.
Are your parents still together?
No.
Okay.